It's Monday, the 23rd of April 2018, and welcome to Navigating Your Day. In Jinshin Jitsu, safety energy lock number 23 came into the universe meaning proper circulation maintenance. So my understanding of this is that it helps with maintaining everything that circulates in the physical body and in the being. So in the physical body, it would be the circulation of the blood, the circulation of the lymph, the movement of the cerebrospinal fluid, the rhythmic release of digestive enzymes when we are eating, hormone production, which is also part of the circulation. Anything that ends up in the bloodstream, essentially, is governed and controlled to an extent by safety energy lock number 23. And it's also known as the controller of the human destiny. So it is, it's a biggie, right? Because it regulates all the circulation. So it also regulates the circulation of emotions. It allows our emotions to come in, allows us to feel them if we do feel them and we don't suppress them, and then they flow out again. So safety energy lock number 23, really important. It also aids with physical flexibility as well as decreases frustration. So I don't know about you, but I could probably do with a bit of both of those. So because it is a circulation maintenance, a safety energy lock, it has got to do with flexibility. How well can we move? How well can we go with the flow? How much can we relax into our lives and surrender to what is in our lives at the moment? So 23 is a 5, remember, and 5 is about adaptability. It is, fives actually talk very fast. So it's about adaptability. It's about our ability to adapt to our changing circumstances. And that really determines how stressed we become by what's going on in our lives. So if we harmonize safety energy lock number 23, we also help to decrease our stress. So 5 is an air number. We've got that adaptability, that inventiveness. 5 loves a challenge. 5 loves change. 5 loves excitement. 5 loves a bit of adrenaline. So today is a good day to exercise, try something new, push your boundaries, stretch your comfort zone a little bit, because anything that's going to actually get your heart rate going and increase maybe even a little bit of the fear factor might not be a bad thing. Anything that's a little bit of a risk for you, anything that is outside of your comfort zone is really going to resonate with that 5, and it's going to allow you, the 5 itself, safety energy lock 23 today, is going to allow you to adapt to that. And every time we push our boundaries and we don't die, then we grow. So that's not a bad thing. Of course, we've got the 4 of April still. 4 is about integrity. It's about staying in integrity with who you are. You can only actually go with the flow, and you can only have flexibility if you are in integrity with who you are. When you're trying to be who you are not, when you're trying to be who others want you to be, when you're trying to live up to some sort of societal image of what you think your life should look like, then flexibility is part of the price that you pay. A loss of flexibility is the price that you pay for that. So 4 helps us to stay in integrity so that we can actually become more adaptable and more inventive and more creative in our lives. 2, which is the water number. So we've got air, 5, earth, 4, and 2, which is a water number. Nice balance of elements in the root of the life map today is about nurture. Remember, it's about maintaining balance. It's about not allowing that adrenaline junkie 5 to get too carried away, to get too rebellious, for example. It's about not allowing the 4 to shift our boundaries too far, or not allowing the 4 to keep our boundaries too contained, because when we can appreciate that everything serves equally, then we are able to actually have the maximal growth. When we also appreciate that support and challenge is equal in every situation, it's at the border of support and challenge that maximal growth happens. So that 2 of 2018 is really helping us to maintain that border of support and challenge so that we can have a year of maximal growth into who we really are. The hero today is, I've got to think about that, is a 2. So 2 in the hero position really helps us to once again connect to that balance that exists all around us, but it also helps us to connect with our emotions. It helps us to connect with our emotions. It helps us to consider our own emotions as well as the emotions of other people. It helps us to see the balance between self-care and care for others. It helps us to appreciate that in order to nurture others, we have to nurture ourselves first, and that balance needs to be maintained there. So if you're feeling really stressed and frazzled, if your 5 today is driving you nuts, then take a step back and try and connect to how you feel. Allow yourself to feel the emotions, or ask yourself, what can I do to nurture myself today? What will make me feel nurtured? Now, I can tell you this, donuts are not going to make you feel nurtured, or a glass of wine is not going to make you feel nurtured. And I'm not saying that you're not allowed to do that, okay? But it's what will truly nurture me, not what is going to distract me from my stress or feeling my emotions. And very often when we, I don't know, have that extra glass of wine, or we have the chocolate, or we eat the donut, or we work harder, or we start something new, it often is an attempt to distract us from actually feeling the emotion. And so that helping that hero, the 2 in the hero position today, will really help us to connect to feeling the emotions so that they don't go underground and end up sabotaging us. The villain of today is the 7. So when we have the 7 in the villain position, then we are frightened of losing face. We don't want to take risks. So remember, 5, as I said to you from the 23, it's an adrenaline junkie. So it likes to take risks. It likes to push the envelope. It likes to push boundaries. 5 is the networker. 5 is the one who will talk to anyone, get to know people, ask people questions. 5 is the person who can cold call people, all right? 5 is about stretching your boundaries and pushing yourself further. 7 in the villain position says, oh, but what if I look stupid? Or what if I fail? Or what if they think I am an idiot? Or, what if I end up with egg on my face? So 7 in the villain position can actually inhibit us from allowing ourselves to push those boundaries and get ourselves out of our comfort zones. Because remember, maximal growth does not happen within your comfort zone. It happens at the border, just at the border. It doesn't happen way out of your comfort zone, because then you get so overwhelmed and so anxious that in actual fact you just revert to your primitive responses, and that's not growth. It happens at the border of your comfort zone. So when we can, every time we just extend that border a little bit more, then we actually grow into the bigger version, or the more complete version of ourselves. To help us today, we have safety interlock number 23 on the little finger. So if we hold our little fingers, we harmonize our heart and small intestine organ function energy. We stop the pretense, we stop the trying to. It helps us not to compare and compete. It helps us to be in authenticity with ourselves and makes us more adaptable. So when you hold that little finger, you actually are allowing yourself to come into harmony. All the circulation maintenance in your body or your being is maintained. Your emotions, your thoughts, your physical functions are all coming into a proper balance, and you are also stopping the trying tos and the pretendings. I hope you have an amazing Monday, and I'll speak to you again tomorrow.